Welcome, guys, back to Inspire Talks podcast with Janelle and Lorena. We're excited today. We have one of my friends from a long time ago. So Janelle, this is her first time meeting her, and for you guys too, because here she is. Her name is Drea. She goes by Drea. And I'm going to introduce her to you guys. She's down here.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone today?
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you because Janelle and I are both foodies. Of course, we're eating while we're talking to our guest today. Janelle's still.
I was just stuffing myself with some pizza. So
we are too. So we're talking to somebody that, in the midst of all this craziness of 2020, she decided to rise up and not only, with her business, she created her own business, and she's going to tell us more about what she did. Because we're curious. Oh my goodness, I can't say it. Curious. How do you say that word?
Curious.
Yeah. Of how she started and what made her start this business and what kind of business that she has. Okay, we'll give the mic to you, Drea.
Okay. Hey everyone again. So I have been obsessed with food forever. And I actually used to work in the natural products industry. So I was in and out of Whole Foods, Sprouts, Gelson's, Bristol Farms, Lazy Acres, and the OC and part of the LA County area. And I would come across all of these fancy cheeses and these fancy meats. So I would start trying them, and then I would dive deeper and deeper into it. And then I started making boards for friends and family. I've been doing that for, I don't know, 6-8 years, maybe even longer. And in the last couple of years, I would always, my family would always be like, oh, you should do this as a business. You should do this as a business. But I worked full time. There was just no time for me to do this. So I would be like, yeah, you're crazy. And then the thought of starting a business was just like, it just didn't fit in my brain. But right before COVID, one of my comadre was just really like, do it, just do it. Like, don't ever give her an idea, because next thing you know, you're going to be doing it. So for Valentine's Day, I did like a trial run to see like, oh, maybe I can just do like, cute little boxes and see how it works. It actually went pretty well for Valentine's Day, but then COVID hit. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I was out of a job. And that month of the 3 weeks or whatever it was that they said that we had to quarantine for, we were just at home. And then one of my customers who placed an order for Valentine's Day, she messaged me and she's like, oh, I wish you were still doing these. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I can. And that's pretty much how it started. I just, I was like, okay. And then again, my comadre came and she's like, just do your Instagram, just open it. And I just had excuse after excuse after excuse, fear and failure and like, oh, what if it doesn't work? But I opened up my Instagram and now here we are a year and a half later. Wow. It's my only source of income now.
That's awesome. And then that's if people don't know out there what comadre means, it's kind of like a godmother.
Yeah.
Or, somebody. Yeah. But literally, she was a godmother to you because she gave you she kind of made like a little cheerleader for you. Like, come on, you could do it. And sometimes we need that in our lives. Those positive people that can reinforce. Oh my goodness, this cookie I think got
words are hard today.
Yeah. Inverse. I can't even say it.
Reinforce.
Now. There you go. Thank you, Janelle. Our truth, because you were meant to do this. It seems like I don't know if you guys follow her, and you guys have to go follow her. It's called Hungry Drea Creations.
Yeah.
And because we've been friends and we used to dance salsa together. She was actually my dance team when I had a salsa team. And so she's a great dancer and bachata dancer. So, we follow each other, and one day she posted, "Oh, follow my page." And I clicked on it and I was like, I didn't even know you did this. Like, and they look amazing. Like she has,
Oh, thank you.
it's also for, yeah, you're looking at them for kids, for adults, for special occasions, for birthday parties. We're introducing this cheese board, and I know there's a fancy word, and I can't say that either. What is it called?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie board.
Charcuterie is actually the meat. So everything, like if you're, the French went all up in arms when it went, I guess boards really went viral last year because of COVID. And I do credit COVID for catapulting my business, because everybody was at home and people were trying to figure out how to make their days not so like monotonous, and just like we're at home all day going crazy and we can't do fun things. So they would order, like my orders, I was nonstop from August through January, Monday through, like I had to give myself a day. I had to like turn down orders because I needed a day off. I'm very thankful that all of this has happened, obviously, but yeah, like COVID just made it a thing. And so started becoming really upset that we're calling them charcuterie boards, when charcuterie is actually just the meat itself, like Saludo, Coca-Cola. So like that's what I'm like, the more you know.
Yeah, no. Can you say that again? Because it cut off a little bit. I just want to make sure people can hear that. About why it's called the meat, like it's just say it from the beginning.
So the word charcuterie is actually just for meat, just for the meat. Okay. So if you're like in France place and they're talking about charcuterie, they're talking about either like prosciutto or salami or genoa, or like just the meat itself. So we here in the US, we started calling it charcuterie boards, the actual board itself. But that's more like, if you want to be technical, it's a grazing board, because you're grazing, you're eating various things. And
I could say that. I could say that word, grazing.
Grazing.
Oh, I always say just cheese board. But then that's
incorrect. And you can call it a cheese board too. Yeah.
Is it incorrect because it has meat? Some of them do have meat, correct?
I mean, if you want to be super technical about it, even the way that we display the food is not correct, because they serve meat and cheese completely separate. They don't put it all together. So we're just doing it all wrong. But it works. So.
And it works. People love it. I love it. I saw it. I was like,
totally love it.
And the way, so was there a time when you first started your business, a period of like, okay, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to pair these meats, or like a test run? Did you have a test run, or did you just go straight? You said you just went straight into it.
Pretty much. I just kind of dove in. So I've been obsessed with Food Network, I don't know, the last 15, 20 years. I have no idea. Okay. So I love making my food look pretty. And like I watch when I feel like, when I'm feeling uninspired or whatever about food, I actually watch Chopped. Like I'm obsessed with Chopped. And I love listening to the judges talking about not only the different ingredients, but I also like, I mean, everybody knows what beef and this and that is, but from time to time they'll have like lesser known ingredients in the baskets. And then I'm like, oh, what is that? And then I listen to them and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like that's how you eat it, or that's how you prepare it, or whatever. And I also, when they're critiquing like the chefs, I like to listen to like what it is that clearly these chefs are way more talented than I could ever be, right? They've worked on their craft. Well, I'm talking about like competition wise. I am not like a cook like that. Like I can cook and I can make you really good food, but I'm not gonna be able to go on Chopped. Like It's not gonna
Maybe one day. We can't say never, right? I would love to see you there. That would be.
I mean, that would completely blow my mind if that was to happen. But so
never
I do
say
like
never,
to hear,
right? Never say never.
this is true.
Mhm.
I do like to hear like the thing, like they're always talking about like, oh, if you need like if this is a very heavy plate, you need to add some acidity to this, or it needs a little bit of heat, like you need to balance this, you need to balance that. So just from hearing them and from reading, I have learned that like the way to pair foods is, you know, you need to have something sweet, savory, heat, and acid in it, just so your palate is, you know, engaged in all of that. And so that's usually what I go for. And then I also try it out at home. Like before I put anything on anyone's board, I try it first. And which is like Chris's least favorite part of my business. He loves trying all of these new things. He's like, oh, what is this? Is this for us to try? And I'm like, yes, babe. Yes, it is.
Yeah, but then he's your best, kind of customer because he's right there and he can tell
Oh,
you.
he has, if it also wasn't for him and for the job that he has, his business wouldn't exist. Because he has been like one of my biggest, I mean, he's obviously my number one cheerleader. And it's because of his job that I was able to venture and be like, oh, okay, cool, let's try this. Because I don't want to, I don't know how to say this. So it's not like, oh my God, we're so well off, because we're not. But thankfully, like when I lost my job, my income wasn't like, we weren't being frantic about my loss of income. Otherwise I would have had to find a job that was like, something steady and that we knew the money was coming in. So because of that, we've been able to, like, I was able to do this. Thankfully, it's been successful and I've been able to pursue it and just keep going and growing. But no, if I didn't have his support, it's not something that would be happening. That's for sure.
And it seems like it's something that you wake up and you're happy about it. Like this is like, even you talking about food just lights up your face. You talk
I just
about
like to eat.
We do too, don't worry.
This is the reason why I'll never be a size 2, and I can very easily say I will never be a size 2, and I'm totally okay with that.
I think all sizes just don't even, because we're so critical with ourselves, and especially we've trained so much as both dancers and Pilates instructors. It's the image and how you look and blah blah blah. And you know what, at the end of the day, you're gonna live life and you're gonna this body that was given to you, just appreciate. Everybody has different shapes. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
it's like, but the foodie aspect, Janelle and I, we agree with you. We would never be celery and carrots and salad girls.
No. Not just no. I love to.
That means I have to go to the gym like 5 times a day. I'll do the 5 times a day if I can eat my cookie for lunch.
No, I mean, I definitely love food. During the summer, after everything opened up, I think people were just so excited to be outside. Right. My orders plummeted. Like I was barely scraping by. And there were a couple of moments that, Chris and I would have to talk and say, hey, like, I don't think this is working out. I think I'm going to have to look for another job. I think I'm going to have to look for a job. And just the thought of that I was so bummed out. And I was like, what do I want to do? Like, I don't want to go work for anybody. Or what kind of job would I feel okay doing? Like, would I want to wake up? My industry is still not back. Like what I used to work in before, they're still not back in stores yet. So that, and the company that I worked for, I absolutely like, if they were to call me and say, hey, Andrea, we want you back, I would immediately say, okay, let's do it. Let's see how we can make this work. But they went out of business. So they went out of business, I think in June or July is when they officially closed their doors of last year. So they've been out of business for a while. So I was like, well, I don't even know what I would want to do. Like what I want to do. I can't go work for my field of study just because I've been out of college for 8 years, I think. And I never worked in my field of study. Like so I don't even think I would be able to find a job under that. And I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I don't even know. Like I knew I would have to do something just because I can't be at home all day. That will drive me. I just can't. So it actually really bummed me out. And then thankfully, starting last month, orders have picked up like very exponentially. So
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I think COVID has really helped us in so many ways. We had to come up with different, avenues. Same within Pilates and our fitness industries. We had to pivot and figure it out, So it's like, what are you going to do? And you're pushed against the wall, like
yeah.
when you have nothing left, like you're going to think of something, we're very resilient people, if you're very, I believe that in people that you can turn things around for yourself and just be positive. I mean, not everyone obviously is always positive. There's a lot of different things out there, right? There's suicides happening and all these different things. But for the most part, I feel like businesses that have come about because of COVID, like yours, I think it's been a blessing, so.
Oh, it's totally been a blessing. Like I never, Thanksgiving of last year, I was standing in my kitchen, and the tears just kept coming down just because I couldn't believe what had happened. Like that, this has turned into an actual business. Like it was just something to fill up my time while I was at home and we were all quarantined and we were all like, socially distancing and whatever until we went back to normal, whatever. And normal still hasn't come.
But you are at least making people happy with food, and those boards like look amazing, and they probably taste really, really good. I can't wait to have one of those. And our next Inspire Talk,
we're gonna have it.
Yeah, we're gonna have it for. So how did you? Because your Instagram is, if you guys haven't followed her, follow her. She has a lot of big followers, like almost 13,000 you have?
11.2K.
Yeah. Tell us your journey. How did you reach out to so many people at one time?
I've been very blessed. So I started with a couple local like food influencers.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my journey on Instagram, if you look at like my first pictures, they're horrendous.
Wait, all your pictures look amazing.
No, you have to scroll like, so even like, okay.
She's silly. I don't know what she's talking about. Look at this picture.
That's from like that's from today.
Oh.
I'm talking about like, if you scroll down to like one of my first pictures.
Oh, okay.
Then you're going to see like, it's not, I mean, it doesn't look awful, but it's not what it is now. Right. And it's funny because I look at those pictures and I'm like, dang, I thought I was like this like crazy food stylist. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, you are not.
So did someone teach you, or how does it work?
So the way that it's evolved by just following other people in the industry who have developed their gift quicker than I have, and then just seeing it. And then I could
They're
never
not
get
bad. They're not bad. This is the first one.
Not good. It's okay.
It's straight to
Come
the
on,
point.
a closed box, like
It's straight to the point. That's what you will
Exactly.
receive.
Yeah, we're always our most harsh
Critical.
critic. Yeah.
well, I mean, I use it just to see like how far I've grown, right? Because
Right.
I do get asked like who takes my pictures, and I'm like, I do. But it's because I started diving. So I'm a night owl. I don't wake up early in the morning. I hate waking up early in the morning. I need to sleep. So when Chris goes to work early, so he goes to sleep early. So after he goes to sleep, what I started doing, I was just diving down the TikTok hole. Like I never got into TikTok, but there's a lot of really good like food photography accounts and how-to accounts on there. And it's, TikTok is it's TikTok. So they would have really efficient videos and 10, 15, 30-second increments. So I started diving down the TikTok hole of like food photography, food styling, how to do this, how to do that. And so that's when I started like, oh, there's backdrops that you can buy. So, okay, cool, let's buy some. Oh, now I can upload my pictures to Lightroom. What is Lightroom? All right, let's look for Lightroom. And what do you mean? What the heck is a preset? How do presets even work? Wait a minute, there's food presets? Okay, let's look for that. And so that's what I started doing. And then I did part of I did my homework on shooting. I can still improve a lot more than I have improved. And then I started looking at the other cheese accounts who have grown at a rate that I could only dream of. Because a lot of us started around the same time. And there's a good chunk of these accounts that are at 50,000 followers in the same amount of time that I've been around, which at first I was like, oh, what are they doing that I'm not doing? But then I had to, realize like, hey, I'm growing at the speed that God has for me to grow. So, and I don't want to grow too fast, because if I grow too fast, I'm not going to be able to like service everybody. And then people are going to get upset, and, the bad parts of entrepreneurship, I guess. But it's been a learning process. I thankfully was able to hook up with a few local food influencers who posted my products, and my following skyrocketed. I'm in Long Beach, so we have a great Facebook group for food here in Long Beach. And as people started learning about me, because I also posted on like our local neighborhood Facebook groups, and that also like gave me a nice little boost. Long Beach is they are all about supporting local businesses. It's like one of the things that I love about Long Beach is they're huge on supporting local, and don't go to Starbucks. I couldn't even tell you how many coffee shops are in the area, because there's so many coffee shops. Usually Starbucks outnumbers everybody, but no, like local small coffee shops outnumber Starbucks here. Like, and they're all frequented, by local people, and everybody speaks so amazingly about everybody. So when I started posting on my local Facebook pages, that also like increased my following. And in that one Facebook group that I'm telling you about, I posted in there in August of last year, and that just like made my business become what it is now. Like that kicked my business's butt. And I was just nonstop until New Year's. And then it just slowed down a little bit, but then it picked up. It was crazy for Valentine's Day. And now it's starting to get crazy again, which is awesome. It's tiring, but awesome.
Really, really good. A lot of great info that you have given to people that are starting a business, and you can apply it to any business. What you just said, all these things, do your research, follow other people, get influencers, go locally into your city. All there has to be something like that everywhere, wherever you're at, and a lot of good info. So people, listen, take notes.
I'm so like, if someone has any questions, find me on Instagram, and I am all for helping. I love to shout out other local businesses. One of my big things is like, I can easily go to Costco and buy all my products there, right? I can easily get my grapes from Costco. They're dirt cheap. I can easily get my strawberries at Costco. They are dirt cheap. I love Costco.
I'm a Costco lover.
No, I love Costco. Don't get me wrong. They have the one here in Torrance, has the best cheese selection in the planet. But my produce, I go to my local farmers market because Costco doesn't need my money. But my local farmer does, especially with the pandemic. They were hit so hard. And then when the weather isn't cooperating, their crops don't cooperate. So they lose out on money that way. So I do buy all of my local, I buy all of my, not all of it, because some stuff's not available, but I buy 95% of my produce, if not more, from my local farmers market. When I need something, whether it's like chocolate covered strawberries or seasonal products, I try to go to as many local businesses as I possibly can, just to, shout them out. If my business can help your business, by all means, like, let's do it together. Like,
I love that. And that's why you've been blessed, because like today I was teaching yoga. It's not what you receive. You can't take. You got to give to receive. And you're doing that with, I know it hurts me because I love Costco, but yeah, Costco doesn't need our money, especially when, like you said,
I love Costco. Don't get me wrong.
but like you brought up a good point, and thinking about it, I'm like, I never thought of that, because they definitely got hurt with this whole thing, and farmers markets, were one of the things that help the community. And if you can do that, and it's fresh, like, honestly,
it's a day or two old.
Wow.
When you're buying your produce from any grocery store, doesn't matter whether it's Costco, Whole Foods, Albertsons, Smart and Final, wherever it is that you're buying it from, especially if it's being imported, that's been on the road for at least a week, if not longer. Your farmer's market, a day, maybe 2 days old. And in order for your produce to last from the farm to your local grocery store, they're not picking it at its best, because it won't make it to you. It won't make it to the store. It'll be already like spoiled and rotten by then. So, but at your local farmer's market, they are picking it right and ready to go. So you're getting something you're getting a better product. The farm is not over farmed. There's a lot of reasons why I choose to do it that way. And I get a lot of customers that ask me constantly, like, oh my God, where are these strawberries from? I've never had such sweet strawberries before. And I'm like, oh, it's from my local farmer's market. Like, go get it. I'm constantly tagging other businesses, just because it's hard to get to this place. And I'm not like, oh, look at me, like I'm so great, not even close. But I did have a lot of like business envy, like, oh my gosh, why is this business growing and I'm still here? Like, they're already at 20,000 followers and I'm barely at 5. Like, why? Whatever. And it's not that easy to just be like, you know what, like, I don't care, who cares? Like, this is where I'm gonna be at. It took a lot for me to like wrap my head around that it's okay. It's okay if this person that's also in my city has double the following than I do. Like, I'm still busy. I can't take on any more new customers. Like, cool, high five. You go, hustle, get what you need to get. I try to tag as many local businesses as I can, just because I know how hard it is to grow. And especially, I do this full time. There's so many that do it as a side hustle. Like they have their 9 to 5, and then somehow they find the time and the energy to also grow their business, which I don't know how. And some of these women have families and kids, and I'm like, how do you guys do this? Because I'm going crazy. I don't have any kids. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm married, but Chris can take care of himself if he needs to, like, okay, I have a dog, but she's super low maintenance. I don't have a 9 to 5. Like this is it. So these other women that are doing all these things and they have all of this other stuff on their plate, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how you're doing it. Good. Bravo to you. Cause I couldn't, it's not easy.
We're there with you because it's hard to compare. That's a great point that you just brought. We are very, very, very easy to compare each other, right? Compare ourselves to why that person or this person, why can I be like that? Blah, blah, blah. Especially in a society that we open up our phone and we see everybody having the best life ever. So just remember, everybody has a different journey. You're in a different journey. We're all in different journeys.
Yeah.
So we loved talking to you. You brought so much good information for our listeners and for other people that are starting a business. And we can go on forever and ever, but I know.
Oh, totally. I can definitely tuck your ear up.
No, we can talk it too. And usually we do, but we're like, you know what? We gotta like make this a little bit faster for people not to maybe fall asleep in the middle of our conversation. I was joking. But anyway, we always love to end our conversations with like 5 speed questions. And now you can answer fast or whatever you feel like. You can think about it, but don't think about it too much. Whatever comes first in your mind is your answer. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
You can go first, Lorena.
Okay. My first question will be, if you had the chance to go anywhere around the world and have cheese board or
a cheese board?
What was the other word?
Charcuterie board?
Charcuterie board. No, the other one.
A
grazing board. Yeah.
Where would you have it and why?
I would have definitely in Europe. I would love to do like an Eat, Pray, Love trip and have all the cheese, all the charcuterie, all the wine. It will happen.
I could see it in your future. I will love it. Okay, Janelle, your turn.
Okay. What would you have done differently in your business that you didn't do in the beginning, perhaps?
I definitely would have believed in myself more. Putting yourself out there, whether it's starting a business or starting a podcast or starting whatever channel of inspo, or I think we always have that little voice in the back of our head that's like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I am a woman of faith and just not believing that God has given this. Like I had such a hard time believing that God has given this to me for a reason. And I was like, I don't know. I definitely would have believed in myself a lot sooner. I still go through doubts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, but yeah.
We all do.
Yeah. We're human, right? So, okay. My question will be, if you had a chance to have, this is my ultimate favorite question. If you have a chance to have dinner with anybody, live or dead, or in another world, or in another whatever character, whatever, you can pick whoever you want to have dinner with. 3 people. Tell me 3 people that you will love to have dinner with.
I would immediately, I think of like my online mentor. It would be Nicole. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. Her name is Nicole Walters. I have taken one of her classes, and it's definitely changed my mindset. and it has definitely changed the direction of my business. If you don't follow her on Instagram, she's hilarious and also gives incredible information. Again, her name is Nicole Walters.
Is that her Instagram, Nicole Walters?
Nicole Walters, yeah. Then my grandma, both of my grandmas, they both have passed away, but you guys are gonna make me cry. My grandmas. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, they're probably, they're always here, and they always see you. They're probably so proud of you. That would be a nice dinner. I can't wait. And you'll probably have a really good cheese board.
For sure. They were definitely your stereotypical grandma that just wants to feed you all day, every day.
Yeah.
I just wasn't able to see them before they passed. Well, I was able to see one of them because one of them did live here, but my other grandma, I just wasn't able to see her. I haven't seen her in God knows how. At least 15, if not 20 years.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely my grandma. And
So beautiful.
2 of my aunts would be awesome.
Okay. I would love to see that dinner.
It would have a lot of food, I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was gonna say. These are happy tears. These are happy tears.
Yes. I miss my grandpa.
Okay.
If your grandparents are alive, go see them. Even when they're annoying and like old.
Yes.
Because they're go see
They're
them.
family.
Yeah, family. Yeah, and they're always a part of you. So, they'll always be there. Yeah. Okay, I have another question. What you mentioned Nicole Walters as your mentor. Would there be any other resources for those that want to start a business like yours that you would recommend?
Like online resources? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, online.
Well, there's so many
books.
There's so many coaches out there right now. I think the space is inundated by a lot of them. The main person that I love and that I see her integrity is Nicole Walters. I don't think not many people have the integrity and the drive and the why that she does. But there's so many that on you guys is guarantee you that now on your Instagram, you're going to have all of these like business consultants pop up just because it's something that, we've been talking about and whatnot. So, but yeah, just, there's so many people out there now. Like I know a lot of them have really good information. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I am a little wary of places and just because a lot of them are kind of scammy or they're offering a course that's not fully tailored to be what it needs to be, if that makes sense. Chalene Johnson's also a really good one.
Chalene Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, I just got Nicole Walters. Is this her? I think this is her because you follow her.
Yes.
And I think the most important thing is somebody that I think it's that you believe, that you can relate to,
right.
Or that you have
someone that speaks your own language, like not your own language as far as like English and Spanish or whatever, but like, we all have our different things that we value, different things that are important to us. Woo, sorry. So it definitely needs to be someone that captivates you and keeps you engaged. Yeah. Because then you're just going to be, if you land with the wrong person, not only can your financials be, affected, but then if they're not someone that's like keeping your attention and who you learn from, then you're stuck at class with a teacher that everybody hates. but you're forced to be there and you don't learn. You feel like you didn't learn anything. So we all had that one teacher that we did not like in school and we didn't learn anything from. And then there's also that teacher that's always very popular that everybody loved, but you learned so much from as well. So that's who she is for me.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for your time and
Yeah.
all this great information. Can't wait to hear this. This is live right now, but you'll be on our podcast later on this month. So
Episode
everything-
12.
yeah, we'll let you know when it's live on the podcast. So thank you
you
guys
so much.
Thank you. Thank
Oh.
you. Thank you for inspiring people. Thank you for making people happy throughout your food.
Yes, we can't wait to try it.
Yes.
I'm already gonna get with Lorena and we're gonna make sure that we put in our order very soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because next month we are gonna have our Inspire Talk podcast women mixer, and you're invited, of course, Drea.
Yay.
So so we can show what you do and stuff like that.
That'd be amazing.
We'll support each other just the way you have in your community. We're trying to do the same here. But of course, everyone's welcome. If you're in LA or local out here, then definitely let us know if you can come.
Yes. So thank you again for your time. Thank you, Janelle, and we'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye.